I'm DJ Premier, and I present to you So What's Up.
Okay, computer. Run it back.
So what's up?
I know I always say all right, so I'm not gonna keep saying all right. This one, I'm gonna say okay, or check this out. Okay, check this out. New episode. This one is very, very vital to me because of the two individuals, actually three individuals, but I'll back it up and give you the story that led to what gave me the introduction to this incredible, iconic group. One of the members has passed on. Rest in peace to the God, my man Prodigy, man. Mobb Deep. All right, and shout to Havoc, who is one of the illest producers in the planet of music and hip hop culture. Should I show the disc and explain? Yeah. All right, there's a lot of writing on this one, all right? Mobb Deep, Peer Pressure. As you notice, it says remix on there, right? Because the original version is a remix. And also peep this. It says S900, not an Akai S950. It's an Akai S900 sampler. Less memory, less features, but that's where I started before I got to the 950 to sample the sounds that are saved on these floppy disks, which are then put into an MPC 60 Akai drum machine assigned to certain pads where I program it into my liking of a dope beat. And it was 91.0 BPMs. That stands for beats per minute. Shout out to all the producers out there that know what that means. Even when we do stuff now, we'll go, well, what's the BPM? And then we take it from there. It's called locking the beat to the original. Now, the reason why this says remix, I gotta give it up to one of my favorite producers, Large Professor, also of the legendary Main Source, also producer for Eric B. and Rakim, Cool G Rap, and so many others, and introducing the great Nas and Akinelli. Shout to Joe Fatal as well on Live from the Barbecue. The first time you ever heard Nas is because of Large Professor. This is 1993, by the way. I get a call from Large Professor, and he says there's this group that's just got signed to 4th and Broadway Records, and they're dope. They're representing Queensbridge. One's from Long Island, one's from QB, but they're repping QB when it comes to where they're going with the group. He played me a song that he said needs a remix. It was called Peer Pressure. He gave me a cassette tape of that song. They did their own artwork of the Mobb Deep with the pickaxe. And once I heard the song, he said, let me know if you want to work with them or not. I was already blown away just by the rhyme style, and they were young. They were probably like 16, maybe 17. They were just young kids. I remember when we were gonna meet up to at least get a vibe on where we were going with things. They said they were out in Long Island because they used to work out of Spectrum City Studios, which is very, very well known for the Public Enemy album Yo Bum Rusta Show, which was recorded there in Hempstead, Long Island. I had just moved to Hempstead, Long Island at the time and bought a house. Rest in peace to my homie Dre Large. It was his parents' house and I bought it, and that's where I stayed at the time, so I was close by. When I met up with him, Havoc says, yo, I got some beats on a cassette that I want you to check out. And I'm listening to all their beats and I'm going, shit, you don't really need me. He's like, yeah, but we need the name to set things off. And you know, at that time, I was on a very, very good run. So I said, all right, I'll go ahead and do this remix. Here is the original so you can hear what I heard in order to even understand their vocal tone, if they could rhyme and all of that. That Large Professor met up and gave me directly. And it goes like this.
As a young black teen, every day I deal with the pressure, and mixed up is how I feel. I walk the streets with a funky attitude, and when it comes to my peoples, you ain't half as rude.
Okay, so now you heard that, a little bit of the vocals and all that. So, even though on the album Juvenile Hell it says the Large Professor one is the remix, that is the original that I heard. Now, as y'all know, when I load this up into the S900 sampler, which is the weapon of choice at that time, and connected with the MPC 60, you get this version.
The As a young black teen, every day I deal with the pressure and mixed up is how I feel. I walk the streets with a you attitude, and when it comes to my peoples, you ain't half as rude.
Alright then. So from there, Mobb Deep released their album Juvenile Hell. They released 2 singles, which was Peer Pressure and a video. Hit It From the Back was the second single. Havoc did that one. Gangstar was touring at that time. This is 1993, so we were preparing for our Hard to Earn tour. So a lot of times we weren't in town to do a cameo and whatnot. So they shot it to my version. And again, at that time, we're thinking remix, but again, they switched the name to mine as the original and Large Professors as a remix. And next thing you know, after that album, then came the infamous, which is a multi-platinum album, gutter from just the mud of the mud. I told Havoc on the phone a little minute ago before we did this. In the era we came in, when Tribe Called Quest, Low End Theory set the tone of how your albums had to be on point if you were the type of producers we are. When Infamous came, which Q-Tip was involved with that album, that was the next Low End Theory. And you can challenge me on that all day. I know I'm right, so I don't think you want to go there. But shout to Large Professor for even introducing me and making me a part of the connection to Mobb Deep. And if you even look, you see pictures of us where they were really young little kids doing their thing raw and drinking Hennessy, looking like Sammy Davis Jr. and Dean Martin and them, you know, the Rat Pack, talking to older women going, hey, sweetheart, what's up? They were one of the most confident groups I've ever seen. They weren't scared of anybody. And shout to, again, the great Mobb Deep, Prodigy and Havoc. Rest in peace, Prodigy. And we gonna salute the floppy disk, you heard?
And no more till I have to feel lesser or deal with the peer pressure. The pressure, you're dealing with the peer pressure. With the pressure, you're dealing with the peer pressure. With the pressure, you're dealing with the peer pressure. With the pressure.